Pittsburgh, the Steelers scored 44 points and over 500 yards of offense, over 400 yards passing. The Steelers? And we only won by one score because, goddammit, we only know how to make things tight. But guess what? The Pittsburgh Steelers just killed the Cincinnati Bengals' hopes of making the playoffs, winning 44-38 over Cincinnati in Cincinnati. And we have so much to talk about because this game was wild. But one thing, the only thing that matters, Pittsburgh's going to the Super Bowl again. Yeah!
Here we go. Here we go. Steelers, here we go. Pittsburgh's going to Super Bowl.
Okay. This game was wild beyond all beliefs. It started off with a pick six by the Cincinnati Bengals that featured, like, George Pickens' helmet. Like, we'll use my, little, like, ball Steeler guy here as like an example of this is what the defense did to George Pickens in that play. No flag. Completely just grabbed his helmet, threw him to the ground. I'm so sorry. You don't deserve that. He doesn't deserve that, but I had to highlight exactly what the Cincinnati defender did that allowed him to get a free interception into the end zone and started this game off in a 7-0 way. And as a fan, you were worried, you were kind of pissed. It was like, holy hell, why did they not call that? That was blatantly obvious. Like, hands to the face, whatever you want to call it, pass interference, legal contact. Like, the guy literally, like, grabbed George Pickens' helmet and threw him to the ground. But the Steelers were able to come back with Russell Wilson, score a touchdown, and we were in a trading touchdown zones in the first half. But we ended up ending the first half with 27, did I say 27 first half points? Did that say that over there? It does. And they managed to just build their lead out, and they kind of survived a little bit late against Cincinnati, but this game was never in doubt. Boswell hit 3 field goals throughout the game. Russell Wilson had 414 yards of passing. We'll get into what that passing situation was like all this game. And as many times as the officials decided to throw flags at, George Pickens, at Joey Porter Jr., at anything they could to keep the Bengals in the game, it didn't matter because Pittsburgh won, securing Mike Tomlin his 18th straight non-losing season. Holy smokes, there are people in our fan base that thinks this guy should be fired. We're 9-3 right now. We're actually back up a game and a half, pseudo 2-3 game lead in the division against the Ravens because they just lost against the Eagles, who we still have to face. But, yeah, we're back kind of on cloud 9 here. And what were the key factors here when you look at the box score? 3 takeaways to that one BS one that the Chiefs got, that the Bengals got, which we both scored touchdowns on defensive plays, so those kind of offset each other. But we had TJ Watt strip sack. We had Cameron Hayward deflecting into I believe, Deshaun Elliott's interception. But the Steelers overall just played a really fundamental, good offensive game. And Russell Wilson, everybody has said over this past year, he's only good at throwing deep balls. He's only good at throwing to the sidelines. If you look at this passing chart here, Russell Wilson was dialed in the middle of the field, dumping it off to running backs in the middle, getting Freiermuth, getting Darnell Washington, getting even Pickens and other people. The middle of the field was open against the Bengals, and we dipped, dimed, and destroyed them offensively with those middle of the field passes. We still had long bombs to Pickens that made big plays overall, and Calvin Austin had a really solid game in between getting destroyed by linebackers, but he just managed to expose the middle part of the field to show people, hey, if you leave that open against them, the offense with this mini bye, whatever they want to call it with Tomlin, has figured out how to open up the middle of the field, and it blew open the offensive system here. Now, if we're going to talk about some of the negatives of this game, the defense kind of sucked. I know Joe Burrow is putting up MVP caliber numbers and a team that's 4-8. Like, oh my God, Joe Burrow. Chase. You guys are like leading the league in like offensive passing yards and reception yards, and like your team's 4-8. I don't know how this gets better for you in the future. But we let up a lot of small passes. We let their running back get 2 big gains in the first half. Cincinnati was really able to expose, again, that Steelers defense with their linebackers not covering as well. And we didn't get that much pressuring in them until basically the third quarter. We didn't do too much in the fourth quarter, but it was a soft play on the defense. Now, it has to be said, 38 points, 31 of them are only from that. And if you even think about it, they got the late touchdown. We're playing kind of soft defense because we're up to 17 points. But it's still kind of concerning that teams can still dip and dink in the middle of the field. When we play zone, it feels like we're easy to pick apart, including, I think, in the first half, a 3rd and 21 that Burrow just hit Higgins on like a post, and there ain't nobody even around to stop that. It should have been an easy 3rd down stop, ended up being a 1st down. The good teams, the best teams, will find ways to expose that for the Steelers defense in their games, and we've seen that this year be kind of exposed in different games, but we managed to go into Cincinnati, a team that was going in 4-7, that really needed to win this game to have a shot to be 10-7, maybe 9-8, and have their chance to make the playoffs. But now the Bengals are 4-8. They have to win out to just get a winning record, and with teams like the Chargers playing well, with even the Ravens kind of still playing well, and the Broncos playing decently well, they have to jump over the Colts. They have to jump over the Dolphins. The Bengals are pretty much out of the playoffs now, and it was always great to have it happen at our hands. But for everybody out there that's been saying the Steelers' offense with Russell Wilson wasn't looking that great, that, can they really win in a shootout formation? Can they really put up that many points? Like, yes. We showed today we can. Russ came out and had 1 interception that should never have been called because, my God, he threw down Pickens. But that's besides the fact. He played a perfect game. And the Pittsburgh Steelers, offensively, played pretty much a perfect game. I know there's going to be a lot of heat for Tom at the end of the first half, wondering, why didn't you call a timeout? Why didn't you try to make one shot at the end zone? I think Tomlin still remembers that interception Russ threw in the Ravens game near the red zone and was like, hey, we're going to be going up 27-21 with the ball to start the second half. I will take that. I would rather have a 6-point lead than risk a turnover or something happen like a sack, and we end up with only a 3-point lead going into halftime. And I was all about that. I'm all okay with that. But this team offensively just came to life, and you saw Van Jefferson make big plays, Calvin Austin make big plays, Freiermuth touchdown on a great Russell Wilson extended play, Darnell Washington had a decent play, Warren and Harrison, Cordell Patterson all were making big plays offensively, running the ball and getting short passes that went out further. The Steelers gave you a blueprint of an offense that they can run, and even at the end of the game, Justin Fields came in, got the first down before he slid, and we secured the win, not even giving the Bengals a 30-second chance to come back into this game. And my God, the refs were terrible this game. The refs were trying as hard as they can on both sides to screw both teams over. We got a false start called that probably should have been an offside penalty. But that doesn't, there were pass interference called on Joey Porter Jr. where, the ball was 20 feet higher in the air. It was not catchable, but, hey, we want to extend the play. We want to give the Bengals 1st and goal. Yeah, we'll do that. Oh, the refs. They really wanted Cincinnati to win this game in a lot of points. Again, that's just my biased Steeler fan talking, but it is so good to see us come out here, score 44 points, 37 offensive points, and put a stamp back in the win column. We're 9-3. 9-3 sounds so much better than 8-4. Imagine being 8-5 like Baltimore right now. We're 9-3. We feel like we're back atop the AFC in terms of the top tier, and we're moving on to the next week where we play the Browns again, which hopefully we fix that goddamn mess we had last week. It's in Pittsburgh. It should be no surprise. We shouldn't be getting a snowstorm in the middle of the game. We should be there to win that game easy peasy next week, and I can't wait to talk about it on Steelers Sunday next week. But until then, tell me your Steelers opinion right now. Are we is our offense going to do this again? Is the offense for real? I look forward to reading the comments, and yeah, we're back in a good lead in the AFC North. We basically casted aside one of our rivals, and Pittsburgh going to the Super Bowl.